Hello, good morning, friends. Welcome back, and we begin a new lesson. Of course, the topic is same. That is about the poverty. The other day, we saw the example of a person called Ramu. How he was affected. How he was struggling to live, support his family, and so on. So Ramu was living in a rural area. Now let us see about another poor person living in the town, in the city. So his story is, his name is Ahmad. You can take page number 45. So Ahmad is a rickshaw puller in Bangalore, and he has shifted from Jumri, Thalia, along with his three brothers, two sisters, and all parents. So he was living before a place called Jumri, Thalia, and now he has shifted to Bangalore. And his family has got many members are there. He has got how many brothers? Three brothers, two sisters, parents. So how many? Three brothers, that is including him four, and two sisters, six, then parents, so eight. So eight members are there in his family, and he is managing by pulling a rickshaw. He stays in a juggy. The survival of all the members of the family depends on his daily earnings from pulling rickshaw. And however, he does not have a secured employment and his earnings fluctuate every day. So the eight-member family completely depending on his income, and the income or his job is pulling the rickshaw, cycle rickshaw, and so the income will not be steady every day. Sometimes he may get passengers, sometimes he may not get passengers. Therefore, it will depend on how he gets passengers, and his income will depend on that. So it is fluctuating every day. So during some days he gets enough earning for him to save some amount after buying all his day-to-day necessities, and on other days he barely earns enough to buy his daily necessities. However, fortunately Ahmad has a yellow card, which is PDS card for below poverty line people. With this card, Ahmad gets sufficient quantity of wheat, rice, sugar and kerosene oil for his daily use. So, as we said, his income is fluctuating, and sometimes he gets enough money, sometimes he gets very little money. And so, when he is able to save some money, that is well and good. But sometimes his income is so little, not sufficient for even buying for daily needs. And fortunately, the government has issued an yellow card. It is meant for people who are living below poverty line. So his income is very less also. With the help of this yellow card, he is able to manage by, because he gets at a reduced price, at a cheaper rate, and so he is able to manage to buy all the things, wheat, sugar, rice, kerosene oil, all that he is able to buy. It is because he has got this yellow card, below BPL card, below BPL line. Then he purchases, he gets these essentials a half of the market price. So he is able to manage, because in this BPL card things are given half of the market price. And he purchases his monthly stock during a particular day when the ration shop is open for below poverty line people. And in this way, Ahmad is able to eke out his survival with less than sufficient earnings for his big family, where he is the only earning member. So it is only because of his yellow card or BPL card that he is able to manage. If that BPL card is not there, then he is really going to suffer, because his family is 8 members and he is only earning member. All others have no work. He is just sitting, and therefore, if he does not get enough money, then all others are going to suffer. So that is a serious situation. Even people who are living in the town, if they don't have proper employment, then they can undergo this difficulty of purchasing things for their daily needs. They will be really struggling. So this is to show us that People not only living in the rural area but even living in the urban area, they can also undergo this food insecurity. So from this story we can learn that government takes care, or government provides protection, especially for the people of this below poverty line, so that their needs are looked after, their provisions are provided, and so on. Now, the social composition along with the inability to buy food also plays a role in food insecurity. So, because of this social composition, so it depends on how the society is composed. So, some people they have access to everywhere, some people have no access. So, that also affects sometimes the food security. For example, the scheduled castes, the scheduled tribes, and some sections of the OBC, that is other backward castes. OBC means other backward castes. So, who are in this OBC? Lower castes among them, and so on. So, who have either poor land base or very low land productivity are prone to food insecurity. So, these people, the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribe, and the OBC, even if they are living in the town or in the village, very often they do not have land for cultivation, or the land that they have is of very poor quality. However hard they work, the production is very less. It is not able to manage. So therefore, all these problems are there, and they continue to face food security in their life. Then the people affected by natural disasters who have to migrate to other areas in search of work are also among most food insecure people. Then another group of people who are food insecure is people who are affected by natural calamity. For suppose one area there is a flood, or their house is under the water, their field is under the water, and they have nothing of their own. So their government will tell them move to the safe place. And so they have to leave behind everything and go to the new place. And there they are not sure anything. They don't have land, they don't have house, they don't have money. So they will certainly face food security as long as they are staying in somebody else's place. And a high incidence of malnutrition prevails among women. So there is a high incidence or high chance of malnutrition among women. Women are always facing malnutrition. And a large proportion of pregnant and nursing mothers and children under the age of 5 years constitute an important segment of the food insecure population. So we can underline that sentence. Who are the other people facing food insecurity? Who are they? A large proportion of pregnant and nursing mothers. So women who are pregnant and already mothers with the children, nursing mothers, and also the children under the age of 5, they all have this problem. They are very prone to this food insecure. And according to the National Health and Family Survey 98-99, the number of such women and children is approximately 11 crore. So you can see in our country in the year 1999, that is some 20 years ago, there were 11 crore people, not 11,000 or 11 lakh, but 11 crore people were there who were affected by food insecurity. That is, these pregnant mothers, nursing mothers, and children below 5 years. So altogether there were some 11 crore people were there. That is such a huge number, and that will reveal to us the dangerous situation that is there in our country. How many people can die out of poverty, out of starvation, and so on. So the food insecure people are disproportionately large in some regions of the country. So again, throughout our country it is not same. Some states are rich enough, there are very few poor people are there, but some states are very poor, they don't have job opportunity, they don't have land for cultivation, and so on. So in such states, the food insecurity people or the poor people are very high. Then so such economically backward states with high incidence of poverty, tribal and remote areas, regions more prone to natural disasters, etc. So the states which are economically backward, then tribal and remote areas, then regions more prone to natural disasters. So these are the areas where there are more food insecure people are there. Then in fact, the states of Uttar Pradesh, that is eastern and southern parts, then Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, parts of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra account for largest number of food insecure people in our country. You can underline which are the states having largest number of food insecure people. Who are they? Uttar Pradesh, that is not the whole Uttar Pradesh, certain parts of Uttar Pradesh, that is eastern part and southeastern parts. Then Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh and some parts of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. And hunger is another aspect indicating food insecurity. So if one person says, I am hungry, I have not eaten food for 2 days, 3 days, that shows they are in food insecure people. They are not able to have their daily food, not able to buy the food that is required for them. And so hunger, how many people are there experiencing hunger in our country? That also will reveal that how many people are starving, how many people are food insecure. Hunger is not just an expression of poverty, it brings about poverty. The attainment of food security therefore involves eliminating current hunger and reducing the risk of future hunger. And hunger has chronic and seasonal dimensions. And so the hunger means not only it is just an expression of poverty, but it is bringing about poverty. People who are constantly hungry, they cannot be rich because they don't have the basic money for buying food. And so how can they become rich? So it is a sign of poverty. And there are different types of hunger is there, like chronic hunger, seasonal hunger and so on. So let's see what is chronic hunger. So chronic hunger is a consequence of diets persistently inadequate in terms of quantity and quality. And the poor people suffer from chronic hunger because of their very low income and in turn inability to buy food even for survival. So chronic means always, throughout the year they are hungry, and so they don't have enough food. They may have very little food to eat, with that they cannot have good health. And so people who are very poor, people who don't have job, people who are permanently sick, or people who are always buying medicine, spending all their money for buying medicine and so on, they are always sick. Either they have very less quantity of food available, not even the half of the food what they require they are able to eat. They may be able to get very little food in order to just survive, or sometimes they may be able to eat sufficient food, but it may be just without any nutrition, without any vitamins and so. So that also will make them very weak in their health. So people who are very poor, not able to buy sufficient food or not able to buy good quality food, they are the ones suffering from chronic hunger. Always throughout their life they will be hungry. Then seasonal hunger is related to cycles of food growing and harvesting. So another type of hunger is called seasonal hunger, and it is related to certain season. Certain season they will be hungry. So when there is harvesting or when there is work for them in the farm, they will be having enough money and they will be able to buy food for them. So there is no hunger for during harvest season and other working seasons. But once this harvest season is over, then the fields are empty and they have no more work to do. And if they have no work, then they cannot get payment, and therefore they will be continue to experience the poverty. That is called seasonal hunger. So after that season is over, the cultivation starts, then again they will have work and they will get money and they will be able to buy food. So their hunger will be over. So seasonal hunger is only in certain season they will be having no money or no work and no food. Then this is prevalent in rural areas because of the seasonal nature of the agricultural activities, and in urban areas because of the casual labor. Example, there is less work for casual construction labor during the rainy season. And this type of hunger exists when a person is unable to get work for the entire year. So these people who are suffering from seasonal hunger, we can find them very often in the rural area where they are cultivating only once in a year. So once that cultivation is over, once that fruits are over, then there is nothing more to eat for them. They have to wait for next season to begin their cultivation and finish the harvest and eat. So that is the problem people in rural India they are facing. And in the urban area also we will find people having this seasonal hunger, especially people who are of daily labor. They may have labor not every day. Whenever there is some construction work, they will get work. Or some time when there is no work, they have no work and no pay. So that way, when especially in the rainy season, and so there is no much construction work, and so most of them don't get work, don't get pay, and therefore they will be experiencing this seasonal hunger in their life. And this type of hunger exists when a person is unable to get work for the entire year. So when he is not able to get work, then he is suffering from seasonal hunger. And you can see in your book there is a chart is there how the people are suffering, or what kind of suffering are they going through, what kind of hunger are they going through. So you can see there are seasonal hunger and chronic hunger. So the year 83, seasonal hunger was 16.2 percentage of the people were facing from hunger, seasonal hunger. But then chronic hunger was 2.3, that is in the rural area. Now let's see urban area. In 83 it was seasonal hunger was 5.6 and chronic was just 0.8. And again in the rural area 93-94 seasonal hunger was 4.2 and chronic hunger was just 0.9. Then in the urban area it was seasonal 1.1 and chronic was 0.5. Then again rural area in 99-2000 seasonal hunger was 2.6 and chronic was 0.7. So we can see it is coming down. The number of people are coming down. Comparing to 1983 and 2000, there is so much of difference is there. In the year 1983, the hunger both in urban and rural area, it was very high. Now after some 17 years, and when we check in 2000, we see it has come down much more less. That means there is improvement. But still, as we say, around 11 crore people are still facing this food insecurity in our country among women, children who are below 5 years and so on. So that is really still a problem, and the government need to work out and need to make sure that there is enough food for the hungry, for the people. Then the percentage of seasonal as well as chronic hunger has declined in India as shown in above table. So we saw the table and we see that it is being coming down, and therefore India is aiming at self-sufficiency in food grain since independence. So from independence onwards, India has been aiming to achieve that food security, and the Green Revolution and so on is a part of that. Then after independence, Indian policymakers adopted all measures to achieve self-sufficiency in food grains, and India adopted a new strategy in agriculture, which resulted in the Green Revolution, especially in the production of wheat and rice. So, government realized that the first priority is to provide food security to the people. Therefore, government tried to increase the production of the farm by introducing new technologies, new methods, and that is called Green Revolution. And it was really successful, and we were able to increase the production to a great height, and especially wheat and rice they were able to produce much higher, and that brought down the number of hungry people in our country. Then Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister of India, officially recorded the impressive strides of the Green Revolution in agriculture by releasing a special stamp entitled Wheat Revolution in July 1968. So this Green Revolution was a very important step in the farm history of India, the agricultural history of India. Therefore, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister at that time, and she wanted to keep that in memory, wanted to keep it in the history, in the annals of the Indian history, so that people who come after, they also can remember about it, and how did she keep it for a remembrance of everyone. She published a stamp, or she printed a stamp, poster stamp. The title, Wheat Revolution, July 1968. So, in 1968 July she published the stamp, and the name of the stamp was Wheat Revolution. I hope you know what is stamp, poster stamp. When we send a letter and so in the envelope, we have to paste stamp in the post office in the envelope and keep it in the post office, and the postman will take it and deliver to the destination. So before this email and SMS around came, people had to write letter with the hand and put in the envelope and paste the stamp, required number of stamp, and they had to send it. That is how the post offices were functioning. Now because of this modern media and the modern technologies, the post office, their importance has come down to a great extent, but still the service is there. So Indira Gandhi made that stamp for the purpose, so that everyone will be reminded again and again about the great success of the government about in bringing down the food insecurity of the people. Then the success of wheat was later replicated in rice. The increase in food grains was, however, disproportionate. So, since government was very successful in bringing out this production in the wheat, government tried same thing in the rice also. Same technology was used in the rice, and that also was successful, and a lot of rice was also produced. Then the highest rate of growth was achieved in Punjab and Haryana, where food grain production jumped from 7.23 million tons in 1964-65 to reach an all-time high of 30.33 million tons in 95-96. So this production of wheat or improvement of this agriculture quality, it was not same everywhere. Some places it was very high, some places it was very low production. For example, Punjab and Haryana, they were the most successful areas where this farm production was double or even triple. So early the production was only just 7.23 million tons, but after using this modern technology, the production was increased to a height, very high position, that it reached up to 30.33. So from 7 it reached to 30. There was so much, 3 times or 4 times higher than the previous year. So it was great, especially in Punjab and Haryana. Then production in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Orissa and northeastern states continued to stagger. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, on the other hand, recorded significant increases in rice yield. So the states like Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, Orissa, they did not receive much. Their production of wheat and rice continued staggering. not moving forward but slowly moving. Then the states, northeastern states also was not affected much. They also continued in the same way. There was no any improvement in the production of wheat or rice there. Then some states like Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, they were able to make some kind of progress, but not much as Punjab and Haryana, but they were able to improve their production to a certain extent. Then Then visit some of the farms in the nearby village and collect the details of food crops cultivated by the farmers. So you can ask even your own parents how they are cultivating. You might not have entered into the paddy field also, I hope. No? Children are not getting chance to go to the paddy field and work with the parents. So ask your parents, meet your parents and ask them how do they cultivate, what time they put manure, or what kind of things they do, how they prepare the field, all that. Try to get all that necessary knowledge about it. Then food security in India. Let's see how the food security is taken care in India. Since the advent of the Green Revolution in the early 70s, the country has avoided famine even during adverse weather conditions. So after this Green Revolution, India has able to successfully produce a lot of food grains. India has been very successful, and after that we can say India has not faced much famine even in the adverse situation. Even in the very worst situation, India has not suffered from famine much. Then India has become self-sufficient in food grains during the last 30 years because of a variety of crops grown all over the country. Then the availability of food grains even in the adverse weather conditions or otherwise at the country level has further been ensured with a great and carefully designed food security system by the government. And this system has two components, that is buffer stock and public distribution system. So we said even in a very serious situation the government tries to provide food for the people. Even when there is a serious situation, earthquake or flood, the people are not much affected. Government makes sure that food is enough for the people. So let's see how is it possible. How does the government manage to provide food even when the situation is bad? So government follows two methods, or a method with two components, and the components are buffer stock and public distribution system. So first one is buffer stock. So buffer stock. Then second one is public distribution system. Buffer stock and public distribution system. So let's see what is buffer stock. So buffer stock is the stock of food grains, namely wheat and rice, procured by the government through Food Corporation of India. So government procures or government buys food grains from the farmers. The farmers who are cultivating more than what they require, they can sell it to the government, and government will buy that one, and government has made FCI in charge. FCI means Food Corporation of India. So that is the organization in charge of buying food grains from the people on behalf of the government. And they have big storerooms are there, godowns are there, and they will store it up there, and then they will give to the people who are poor, who are in need, and so on. So that is how government manages. So the FCI purchases wheat and rice from the farmers in the states where there is surplus of production. So especially Punjab and Haryana and so will be producing a lot of wheat and rice, and that extra that they produce, government will buy from them. And the farmers are paid a pre-announced price for their crops, and this price is called minimum support price. So government will tell the farmers, this year I will be buying the rice from you, or I will be buying the wheat from you, and I will pay you this much rupees. So government has not seen the crop. So even before the cultivation has begun, government will announce, this year I will pay you this much rupees, wheat I will pay you 15 rupees, rice I will pay you 20 rupees. So government will fix the rate for the farmers, and that rate is called minimum support price. It is called MSP, or minimum support price. So why does government announce the price early? Government can say at the time of buying also, isn't it? Why does the government announce the price early? What is the advantage? So MSP is fixed means the people are sure, the farmers are sure that we are going to get this fixed price, 15 rupees or 20 rupees, whatever it is. They are sure that they are going to get the price. So they will work hard, they will produce more, and they will sell it to the government. Suppose they are not sure how much money government is going to pay. At the time of buying, government can say, I will pay only 5 rupees, we want you sell. Then the farmers will be at a loss. They have worked hard, they have produced, and they are not going to get enough money for them, very little. But they announce it early so that people know that government will not cheat them, and therefore they can work hard, they can produce any amount, and the government will buy all the extra products. So that is called minimum support price. So the price that is government announcing to the farmers for buying their grain. Then the MSP is declared by the government every year before the sowing season to provide incentives to the farmers for raising the production of these crops. Then the purchased food grains are stored in the granaries. The granary means storeroom or godown. Then, do you know why this buffer stock is created by the government? This is done to distribute food grains in the deficit areas and among the poorer strata of society at a price lower than the market price, also known as issue price. So, government buys the food grains from the people by giving minimum support price, let us say 15 rupees. Government is paying to the farmers 15 rupees per kg, rice and wheat, everything 15 rupees government has fixed. And government will buy from there and will keep in the storeroom of the FCI. Then when there is a need, when there is a food insufficiency, government will take it out from here and distribute to the poor people. And government will not be charging the people 15 rupees. Government is paying to the farmers 15 rupees and buying. But when government is distributing to the poor people through different shops, ration shop or fair price shop and so on, that is all by the government, and they may take only half price, let us say, they may take only 5 rupees. Government may sell it to the poor people 5 rupees per kg. Here government is buying from the farmers for 15 rupees and distributing to the poor people for 5 rupees. So that is how government is reducing the price, so that even the poor people will be able to buy only 5 rupees. They will be able to buy. So government is not getting any profit by this, or government is only losing money. But since it is for the poor people to uplift them, the government does not worry about whether they are losing or not. The purpose of the government is to provide food for all the hungry people and make India free from starvation and famine and so on. So when government is giving to the poor people, charging 5 rupees, and that will be called issue price. Issue price. So remember the names of these two prices. The price that government is paying to the farmers, that is called minimum support price. Then when government is distributing the food grain to the poor people in the shop, that is called issue price. So issue price will be always lower than the minimum support price, because it is done to help the poor people. So this is also helps resolve the problem of shortage of food during adverse weather conditions or during the periods of calamity. So this arrangement by the government, collect the extra grain from the farmers by paying money by minimum support price and storing in the godown of FCI. Then when there is a need, take it out and distribute to the poor people for a less price, much less. If they go to the market and buy, it will be much higher. So government is giving them at such a lower rate. so that there will be complete removal of poverty, famine, and nobody will be dying out of hunger. That is the plan, that is the purpose of the government. So the second part is on public distribution system. We shall study it tomorrow in the next class, and so today we shall stop, and thank you for listening. Have a nice day.